My name is Suvidh Arora and I'm the CEO Australia for PropHero. And today I'm going to talk about equity and what it basically is. From a layman's perspective, it's what your property is worth less how much you owe on that property. But the way banks typically look at it is how much you can draw out from the property in order to fund your next purchase. So the key difference between the two, if I can talk about some numbers, for example, is let's say you have an asset that's worth 600,000 and the existing borrowing on that asset is 400,000. So in layman's terms, simply equity is $200,000, which is the 600 minus the 400. However, when it comes to borrowing from a bank, if this asset is an investment property, depending on the bank's policies, they might allow you to go up to 88 or 90% of the property value as far as extracting equity is concerned. So let's assume the bank will allow you up to 90%, which means 90% of the property value is $540,000, and then your existing lending is 400. So the drawable equity or the usable equity would be roughly around the 140,000 mark and not 200,000. So the best way to use equity to invest in property is first get an idea of how much usable equity you have. And as I said, the way to do that is calculate what the maximum the bank will allow you to borrow against the existing asset, subtract the existing loan, and you get your usable equity. Now, you can do one of two things. You can either do what we call cross-securitizing or cross-collateralizing the properties, where you punch the existing and the new property together and you borrow most of the funds against the new property, or you can do what is called a cash out against the first property, where you physically draw out the funds, use them as the deposit and stamp duty and other costs towards the purchase of your property, and the remainder of the loan is what goes against the new property you're buying, in which case the two properties are not cross-securitized. Once you have multiple properties, obviously managing equity becomes a bit more tedious because different properties go at different rates. You might have different levels of borrowing against separate properties, and that's where using a good professional mortgage broker will come in handy, because they can do periodical checks on the value of your property, keep an eye on what your existing loan balances are, and give you an up-to-date calculation of how much you can have in drawable equity against each and every property, and help you keep a track of the total amount of equity available that you can use towards the purchase of that next property that you're looking for. The answer is no, because depreciation is actually a notional reduction in the value of the property. If the actual value of the property has gone down, then it will impact the amount of equity you have available. But as far as depreciation is concerned, that only plays an important part when it comes to calculating your capital gains, etc. The key thing also to remember is you can use equity in order to fund other purchasing costs like stamp duty or conveyancer fees or rates notices or the fees of a buyer's agent. So don't be shy to ask the question and get in touch with a professional who can help you understand what is possible when it comes to drawing equity from your property. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to learn more, please subscribe to our channel and comment below so that we can respond to your questions.